Hey, Steven, glad you could do this for me, man.
Hey man, no problem. I am ecstatic to be talking about my favorite Tim Thomerson movie.
Oh, wow, is that a thing? Wait a minute, I think I hear Trevor coming.
Gotta put him down. Sorry guys, I had to finish and I didn't think I would make it.
No problem, dude. Steven, this is Trevor.
Trevor, nice to meet you. Is that what I think it is?
Oh, yeah, this thing, yeah, no, Michael told me for Valentine's Day we were gonna discuss Dollman.
Trevor, I think you misheard. We're discussing the 1991 action sci-fi movie Dollman, which we're releasing on the episode for the weekend of Valentine's Day.
Oh, you know what? God, I'm so sorry. That makes a lot of sense. That makes more sense than this. I don't know why you'd want to talk to me about this. I totally misunderstood the assignment, guys. That's my bad.
Yeah, you certainly did.
Yeah. Do you guys have an address to the closest burn ward? It's like a Lars and the Real Girl situation. You guys ever seen that movie?
Oh my god, yes. I've been meaning to watch that movie again.
I was not expecting you to be a huge stan of Lars and the Real Girl.
Oh god, it's like one of the greatest portraits of like the Midwest I've ever seen.
It's a great psychological movie too, I think.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling. This is all staying in. I want this in the actual thing. I'd rather talk about Lars and the Real Girl.
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, Trevor, that is not what the title of this episode is. Hello, everybody. This is What Is This? This is a podcast about some of the weirdest, strangest, and just outright bizarre movies that you've probably never heard of. But we're not talking about Lars and the Real Girl. We are talking about 1991's classic Full Moon Entertainment production, Dollman. And as you heard in the opener, we have a special guest. And special guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is not special guest. It's Steven Vera.
That's your middle name, though, right?
Steven Special Guest Vera. Yeah, people don't believe me, but that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, SSGV. That's what I've been calling you for years now. But no, yes, this is Steven. He's a very good friend of mine, also a current, as of this release, current coworker. And yeah, just like everybody that we've had so far, Trevor, he's heard that we've done this podcast, and he just wanted to talk about one of his, well, it's not one of his favorite movies. Steven, can you break down why you wanted to talk about 1991's Dollman?
I guess I can talk about how I encountered this movie out in the open world on a random Thursday night. I went out drinking with some friends, and he happened to live close to this bar that he frequents a lot. So we go there, and they play a lot of unique movies there to, like, you know, just movies you would never even heard of or seen of, to just, I would say borderline just nudity sometimes, if they're, depending on who's running the bar. But yeah, we were just, you know, sitting at a table, we were drinking, and then we just looked at this monitor or the TV that they had, and they were just playing something called Dollman. And it was definitely, we were like, if you would see us, like, we were like having a full conversation to just like silence, just watching this movie for just 30 minutes straight.
Well, the first 30 minutes is pretty interesting when it comes to, like, you know, you're being shit-faced at a bar and, you know, first you're seeing naked women. Like, are you sure this was a bar and not a strip club? Because we were kind of talking about that before we were hit record.
No, I mean, like, there's no actual, like, no one there is nude, but what they play on the TV is probably, like, they have, like, a lot of nudity on there for sure. It's just, like, mainly just bands that play there.
Which is weird because they play all this nudity and yet they play Dollman, which as far as I know, there's no nudity at all in this movie.
No, I think the patrons probably would have rather there be boobs on the screen instead of Dollman, frankly.
Yeah, that surprised me.
I mean, there's a couple attractive ladies in the background, but yeah, they're just doing nothing. Hey, I've heard worse excuses to watch a movie, Steven, so I appreciate that you want to go back and relive this. You saw like you said, you only saw the first 30 minutes, so we got to see all glorious 87 minutes, and that was your reason to watch this, Trevor, because it's a blessed under 90-minute movie.
Yeah, it's the shortest movie we've seen so far from a guest anyways, I think. So thank you for that. Really appreciate that, actually.
You're welcome. And also I have to mention too, is like, I think another reason why we're doing this, because like I just happened like to talk to you during work, Michael, about this movie. It's like dude, you're not gonna believe the weirdest movie I saw. And then as soon as I said the title, your face lit up. You're like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that movie." I'm like, "Oh, God, how am I not surprised?" Or like, "Why am I surprised?" Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't be surprised. You're like a guy who's the size of a doll shooting a gun at people. Yawn. I've seen weirder movies than that, Steven. like Ass Clowns, the movie that we'll never talk about, right, Trevor?
We will never talk about, except for this moment right now, and now you will never hear it ever again.
Exactly, yes. This will not be a running bit for the rest of this year.
And we will never do an episode on it, either. So just quit asking.
Well, we'll see what the audience wants. But anyway, so, yes, this is Full Moon Entertainment's Dollman. This is produced by Charles Band. I would say Charles Band is like the Roger Corman of the 90s, which is probably a weird thing to say because Roger Corman was well alive in the 90s and still making movies at that point. But if you're not familiar with his work, Steven, basically he makes movie for cheap. Essentially, these are not like high-end, Warner Brothers or Paramount movies, although ironically, this is distributed by Paramount, but this is just a simple B-movie, direct-to-video sort of nonsense. So that's what Charles Band is known for. He's known for the Ghoulies, the Trancers, the Ginger Dead Man. Of course, his most famous ones to date are Puppet Masters franchise and Demonic Toys. And this is one of his more famous ones, the Dollman series, but I think I'll get right off the bat. This is directed by Albert Pyun. Trevor, you're familiar with Albert Pyun's work, correct?
I don't know how you define familiar.
Well, you've probably seen some of his movies like Cyborg or Radioactive Dreams, or probably his most mainstream, most famous one is the OG Captain America movie.
I think I might have saw Cyborg, technically.
But Steven, I think you brought it up during the record. You have seen the OG Captain America movie.
I've seen clips. I've never seen the full movie in its entirety.
Okay, so have you seen a movie in your entirety in your life? Because you've only seen 30 minutes of Dollman, and you've apparently only seen clips of Captain America. Was this the first movie you've ever seen?
Steven only goes on the YouTube Movie Clips channel, and he just watches the 6 clips that covers the whole 2-hour experience.
That sounds about right, to be honest.
No, I mean, Steven has seen his share of movies, and Steven, I should have brought this up a little bit earlier before this when I was talking about who made this movie, but you're a aspiring filmmaker. That's I've known you as a coworker, but you also make movies on the fly as well when we're not working together.
That is correct, yes.
Yes, and we can talk about it a little bit later, but you might have a new movie coming out soon, as of this recording.
I do. It's I've already shot it, and I'm currently still in editing, but I do want to film something new for it, but yeah, we can talk about that later.
We can talk about that a little bit later. It's a good thing that instead of doing that, you've spent 3 hours of your day today instead of editing just to watch Dollman and discuss it.
It's honestly a nice break because my life is just literally go to work, come home, and then just edit. So this is nice and refreshing. Back
to Dollman. So again, this was directed by Albert Pyun, who's a very famous, sadly very late. He is no longer with us, but he has directed like a lot of both for Full Moon and just for in general, just all these like sort of awesome B-level action movies back in the day in the 90s. Within budgetary limits.
I don't know if I'd use the word awesome, but
within budgetary limits, it's awesome. We'll put it that way.
I don't know if money can be your only excuse for some boring stuff, but it's fine. Yeah, sure, the money was the problem.
Well, look, Steven looked it up on Google AI, which is always accurate, never wrong. Apparently, the budget of this movie was under $1 million, which, yeah, it looks like it on screen.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
It could mean anything. It could be $500, $5,000. Who knows?
Maybe they meant 1,000,000 pennies was put on screen.
I got to be honest with you. Like for a movie that's like indie or B-roll, like it honestly kind of stands the test of time. To be honest with you, like some of the shots or the production value, I was like, well, okay, that's actually kind of impressive for 1991. To be honest with you,
I think what helps is that, like you said, they use all practical effects, and there's a way to shoot around that to not make it always look cheap. I mean, for every scene where they kind of have like our lead Dollman, the titular Dollman, like shoot people that are like 7 times bigger than him, you get scenes where he's next to like stone that looks like it's made out of styrofoam. So it's a bit of column A, column B.
It's like I was looking at Jurassic Park, man.
Yeah. Can we just have a shot of Sam Neill just looking out in the distance in wonder, and then it just cuts to Dollman?
Can Dollman come out of the T-Rex poop?
No, that's Laura Dern. Laura Dern came out of the dinosaur poop. But anyway, more about a little bit about this movie before we discuss what barely plot as there is. There's barely plot in this movie.
Yeah, I don't know what there is to discuss. But...
Well, this was written by a singular person by the name of Chris Raghair.
This was a singular vision, yes.
I think singular vision, also pseudonym city, because Charles Band is also listed as a story by credit. I assume for Writers Guild purposes, he did not put his full name on this for whatever reason.
No, I'm sure his name was Spencer Ragu or something.
Well, I think also it's just like when you watch this movie and most of the movie is Tim Thomerson just screaming at people. It's like, yeah, there probably wasn't much of a script to be had.
I mean, it's a cool concept, I would say. Beings from another world coming to our Earth, but they're miniature people, like doll size, literally. Like, that's kind of cool.
It is a good idea. I just think, again, limited budget. You can only do so much with that concept. Years later, the MCU probably did the concept a tiny bit better with Ant-Man.
Well, let's not overlook Indian and the Cupboard and The Borrowers. Those are two great indie films as well.
And Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You know, that was a small people movie.
Oh my god! How did I forget that one?
And also Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves, the third entry of that franchise.
What was the second entry then?
Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Wait, really?
Yes, so it was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the classic movie. Then they did Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
In which they blow him up?
No, not like in a Dollman, like meat chunks.
They become big?
He grew in size.
He grows in size and terrorizes Los Angeles, from what I remember. It's been a while since I've seen a movie.
I would complain about, like, false advertising. I would rather see a child blow up.
Same.
You know me, if a child dies in a movie, that's an extra star on the rating, but I don't know if you could get away with that with standard and practices, or just the MPAA in general.
But they got away with the title. That's what's interesting. Because I'm with Trevor on this one.
I wonder how many people walked into that theater expecting kids to actually get blown up.
I can think of two things wrong with this title. Well, again, we could talk about our hypothetical how we can murder children later. Just a little bit more behind the scenes. Again, we've mentioned his name already, but the lead titular Dollman is played by Tim Thomerson, who is just one of those guys that will just say yes to a paycheck. He's got over 200 credits on IMDb, so he usually doesn't say no to anything. And he has done some good stuff, like he was in Near Dark. He was in a couple other video games as well later on in life, but yeah, he's just known for this and the other Full Moon series that we've watched a little bit, Trevor, the Trancers franchise, which is also about him playing a detective, going into a different universe. Like here, it's the same concept, just not as a miniature doll.
Yeah, he has a type. I don't know if he has a type or if Charles Band just has a type. Probably both.
Well, I think Charles Band has a type because, again, we had our white whale with Ass Clowns, but another white whale, Trevor, that we have yet to watch is another Charles Band production, Ooga Booga.
I don't know if we should be saying this one publicly.
Probably shouldn't, and I'm not going to put it on screen, that's for sure. You guys can Google that and put that on your Google search. Ooga Booga is, there's that, Ginger Dead Man, Evil Bong, again, the Puppet Master, and the Demonic Toys franchise. It's like, I think Charles Band has a bit of a fetish when it comes to doll-sized creatures.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate these titles, though? Like, these are very weirdly unique titles. I just gotta say.
These titles were made so you watched it at the Blockbuster and you're like, yes, I'm gonna rent that for $3.99 for the night.
They're catchy. They're unique, I would say. I'll give them that.
Again, you saw it while you're at some weird, like, nudie bar or whatever. That story, that totally real story that happened, Steven. But you saw there was Dollman and it made you watch it. So yeah, that works, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I'll tell you this. Like, there was, like, the previous time that I went, they were playing a vampire movie. I don't even know the name of it. Like, literally, all we saw was just tits running around this haunted house, and we're like, "Where's the vampires?"
Oh hell yeah! What was that? What's that movie called? What did you say? What it was?
Yeah, can you write that down for us?
I don't know the name. My friend he was the one who figured it out.
Can we call him up right now?
Research purposes, of course, I will find this information for you.
I'm not gonna watch it. Okay, I just want to know. Okay, yeah.
Trevor, you put that thing away. We know what you do when you're not talking to us.
Let me put my Dollman away real quick, yeah.
Just a little bit more here. We also have a young Jackie Earle Haley playing I guess essentially the lead villain. There's two villains in this, but he's the lead one. Yeah, this is one of his early movies. He was famously a child actor before he went on to, like, grow up and...
Before he went on to grow up.
You know, as you do in life, you grow up for the most part. It makes you very limited in what you can do when you grow up, but, you know, this is what he wanted to do. For some reason, he saw Dollman, and he's like, yes, I can play this stereotypical Italian Bronx mobster or whatever he's doing here.
Yeah, which he couldn't. He really couldn't do the accent very well.
No, his idea of an accent is just to do the fakest Italian accent and also just scrunch his face up a little bit when he talks. Now that I think about it, if we watched this with Frank, he probably would be livid if he was watching Jackie Earle Haley act right now.
I was just gonna say, you know, it's terrible as it was. It's memorable. I mean, that's like the highlight that we kept talking about throughout we were watching that movie.
Well, I would say while we were watching it, Steven, yes, Jackie Earle Haley is known for Rorschach, which is a great role in a very surprisingly good Zack Snyder movie, but like a lot of people, if you see Jackie Earle Haley's name, whether it's TV or film, you're probably in for a bad time. Let's be honest.
Which is a shame because he's such a good actor.
He is, and usually is the best part of the movie. Not here. Definitely not here at Dollman, but normally he is the best part of stuff he gets the star in. You know, before we go on a little bit more to the plot, there's some notable names behind the scenes on the cameras, so... Steven, you were talking about the cinematography. Can you just explain a little bit more, though, about, like, you know, why you thought this movie looked good at certain aspects?
I mean, like, the set pieces, to me, it just looks so believable. Again, because it's all practical, or at least I would say 98% of it is. And the lighting's great. And I would also... Again, there's, like, a scene...
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
When there were lights in the scenes.
Yeah, there's a scene where they're in like an office setting during daytime, and like it's just dark as hell for like no apparent reason. It's like, what is with the Blade Runner vibes? But okay. But no, I was saying that the cinematography here is far more believable than the CGI environments we're getting today in modern movies.
This is true. I do agree with you with that. Now, I will say the cinematographer for this movie was a guy by the name of George Moore-Aiden. So... Steven, do you want to guess, because again, you were very impressed with a lot of like the cinematography for the most part of this movie. Do you want to guess what his future ended up being after doing this movie?
I mean, commercials?
No, that would probably be better.
Oh, wow.
You know, he kept doing movies like this, you know, directed VHS, you know, B-level movies, but his biggest contribution to society, TV or film, is that he shot 102 episodes of the classic sitcom According to Jim.
Who was starring in that one, according to Jim?
That would be, you know, Jim Belushi, everybody's favorite Belushi.
You're saying this to the wrong audience.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is crickets out here. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, old man.
Well, now I got to keep this because of how awkward it is. But
you thought you had a bombshell on your hand.
Guys, he did the show According to Jim, everybody's favorite early aughts sitcom.
I'm literally Googling this.
You really hyped this up when we were watching this.
He's the brother of the dead Belushi. Nobody knows who I'm talking about.
Who's the other Belushi?
John Belushi, the Blues Brothers, SNL. You don't know him?
Oh, I thought they were the same Belushis. Wait, there's two Belushis? That's a different Belushi?
How could you... Wait, okay. Now this is going to be the next 40...
No, don't ask me how could I not. You think I give a shit about any Belushi? Dead or alive?
This is going to be the next 40 minutes of this episode. Fuck Dollman. How do you figure out that John and Jim are the same person? They're clearly not the same person.
Because I've never seen them in the same room together.
Oh my
so
God.
I don't know. I've also only seen Blues Brothers. That's the only thing I've seen. And I don't know which Belushi that even was. Let me throw a dart at a wall and I'll hit it.
John.
Okay, John. It was John. I don't know. Jim. I don't know.
Steven, please help me out. You know the difference between the two, right?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna guess.
No, if you're saying you guess, that means you don't know.
Well, I'd imagine he's the because isn't there like a skinny Blues Brother, and then there's like a more not so skinny Blues Brother.
No, you're
No, that was Dan Aykroyd. See, I know that. Ha, see, I get a point.
no. Oh my god.
He's the one who made Crystal Skull vodka.
That's true.
And he believes ghosts are real.
That's also true. God.
See, I know things.
Am I seriously the oldest man in this room because I'm the only one that remembers John?
What did Jim Belushi do? What did he do?
According to Jim.
Name another thing.
Trevor, did you know that show? Like, are you aware of that show? Because I'm not.
No, I don't know what this is.
I mean, the only other movie that I can come up top of my head, maybe Trevor knows, is the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Red Heat. Does anyone remember that movie?
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't see it, but I know what that is.
Okay,
He's in that?
he did that. Yes, he's the schlub cop that Schwarzenegger's with for the entire movie.
Well, that sounds like a thing that John Belushi would do, so of course I'm going to confuse the two. Do they look the same?
A little bit, not a lot, honestly.
Are they both fat men?
Yes, they're both fat Chicagoans.
So of course I'm going to confuse them for each other.
And that is so insulting, by the way, where it's like, oh, they're the same. It's like, no, one was a good comedic actor. The other one is Jim Belushi.
If you get a camera crew on the streets of any major city in America and you show a picture of Jim and John Belushi and you're like, is this the same guy? 9 out of 10 of them are going to be like, yeah, it's the same. That's John Belushi. And it's like, nope, that's Jim. And okay.
Michael, apparently, according to IMDb, he's known for Escape from New York.
That's true.
How did you not lead in with that?
Because he was like the assistant. He didn't actually shoot that movie. He was just like the camera assistant, which is fine. I'm not disregarding that.
He was the camera assistant?
I just thought, he went from doing that, then he did the direct-to-video stuff like Dollman, and then he ended up being in sitcom hell with According to Jim, and a bunch of other stuff.
What is According to Jim? Is it about his life?
He's just a fat guy who's like, oh, I'm better than the women in my family. That's basically the sitcom. It's one of those sitcoms.
Oh, I'm sorry for not knowing that.
Yeah, he's like, men are superior to women, eh? I don't know why he's Canadian. He's Chicagoan. I can't do a Chicago accent.
Well, okay. Well, that was a fun tirade. I enjoyed that.
Well, yes, that was a dead end. Okay, here we go.
Back to Dollman, I guess.
Back to Dollman. Let's see. Some other notable backstage people. You got a cockroach wrangler. Is that doing anything for you?
Oh yeah, we did. I did see that, and I got really excited. Does he have any more credits? Does he just wrangle cockroaches for any time you need a cockroach?
It looks like he's more of a lizard guy, because when I see his IMDb credits, he does a lot of like lizards or animal training stuff.
So he had a cockroach that day that he trained somehow. I don't know how you can train a cockroach. How long do they live? 2 days?
Well, Trevor, famously, cockroaches live forever. Them and Twinkies, they'll outlive us all.
Well, yeah, they can outlive a nuke, but I imagine they're made of cells, just like everything else, and eventually decay.
Well, this cockroach certainly didn't last long, because it got shot up real good early in the movie.
Incredibly. And there's also a rat wrangler, too.
That is. Well, rat wranglers, I see rats a dime a dozen in movies.
That's a dime a dozen, yeah, you get rats everywhere.
A cockroach wrangler? Oh, that's a lot of extra zeros on the union bill. Thank you very much, buddy.
He's probably the only one in the cockroach union, whatever that is, Local 782.
The Local 782 Bronx cockroach wrangler.
Well, you got one member and that's it. Yeah, the votes get passed, that's for sure.
Oh, you want the one that doesn't fly? That's going to cost you a couple extra dollars.
And health insurance, pay up.
Hey, that's pretty good. That's actually more believable than Rorschach's voice in this movie.
That is true. I should have played whoever he plays, because I don't remember the character name Jackie Earle Haley is.
No, he wasn't Spoog or whatever the other bad guy's name is.
Yeah, he wasn't
Sprug?
Sprug, thank you very much. Sprug, played by your favorite name of an actor ever, because you couldn't stop talking about him.
Yes, Frank Collision.
Close to a porno name, but not quite, but it's still a memorable name.
Yeah, that has to be fake. There's no way. Show me that birth certificate.
I mean, I looked it up. At least on his Wikipedia, that's his name, so I don't know how that works.
It's crazy. That's a wonderful name.
It sounds like that name could be like a name of a James Bond villain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or just a knockoff James Bond. The name's Collision. Frank Collision.
You do not want to see me drive a car.
Well, that's what we were saying. So like, is his family name like a long lineage of like people getting in car crashes? Like, how does that last name work?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he comes from a long history of like drunk drivers.
He loves the movie Crash. Not that one, the other one.
The pervert one.
Oh, the pervert one. The one everybody should remember. Okay, I got two more sayings, and then we'll get a little bit into the actual movie itself, like the plot of it. But there's two stunt coordinators in this movie, which kind of weirds me out because there's not really a whole lot of stunts.
Surprisers too.
Yeah, I mean there's some action in this movie, but there's not like heavy stunt work. But there's two stunt men. You got one stunt coordinator in Mick Rogers. He did such classic movies as Rambo 3, Braveheart, and Trevor's favorite movie of 2025, Flight Risk.
Oh my god, are you serious? He did Flight Risk? That's awesome.
He did Flight Risk. He lived long enough. He's still alive as of this recording. He did Flight Risk.
Is that the one with Mark Wahlberg?
You better believe it.
Yes, and he's bald. Oh, it's so good. Mel Gibson's finest.
But there is a second stunt coordinator in this movie, and honestly, this is probably the biggest name out of everybody listed, both in front and in back of the camera.
Oh, that's sad.
Trevor and Steven.
Don't tell me it's Spirio.
No, it is a big name, though, in today's Hollywood landscape. It's Rick...
James Cameron?
No, not James Cameron. It is Rick Roman Wog, the guy that's given us the Greenland series.
Holy shit!
And Angel Has Fallen.
Oh my god.
And all your favorite Gerard Butler movies.
Oh, hell yes, I love him.
I think that's absolutely amazing.
That's awesome. And that's really sad. Why did he start on this?
Hey, everybody had this. You talked about James Cameron. He did that Roger Corman Piranha movie before he got big.
I'm sure he was the one responsible for those car explosions, because those were pretty cool.
It almost has to be. I completely forgot this Roman guy was a stuntman before he became a director.
Yeah, I just recently learned that too. So yeah, then now I'm glad I watched his probably first credit.
I think it's one of his first credits. He did something before this, but yeah, this is one of his quote-unquote bigger movies to get into the industry.
If you haven't seen London Has Fallen, you have to see it. Wait, no, he didn't do that one. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, redo it. Just do that again, but with Angel Has Fallen, Trevor.
Hey, you should watch Angel Has Fallen if you haven't. That's the one he did.
I was going to say, Steven, do you have anything to add for this Rick guy? Are you familiar with his modern work, at least?
No, this entire time, I've just been thinking, like, what stunts were in this movie? Like, apart from...
Like I said, the car explosion.
Aside from, like, I know there's action sequences. I guess you can call them action sequences. But, like, it's literally just Dollman just shooting his gun and people reacting to that. Like, what stunt?
Yeah.
Some of those actors had to jump, like, 2 inches to the ground, when they got shot at.
That required stunt work? I mean, okay, I'm not here to... I don't know.
It required Rick, yeah.
I would like to think, like Trevor said, probably the ending where there's a little bit more gunplay and, like, explosions. But yeah, this movie barely has any of that going for it.
No, like, the action's very straightforward, to be honest. Like, it's just, he lifts a gun, shoot, other actor reacts. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Before we hit record, Trevor, I think you said, how are we going to make an episode out of this? Because there's barely plot or plot progression in this movie. The movie just kind of happens for 87 minutes.
Yeah, I could not tell you a single dramatic event that actually happened in this film.
Are we cool with, like, just spoiling the movie? Is that a thing in this podcast?
Oh, yeah, fucking who cares?
This movie's, like, as older. Actually, no, it's younger than me. God damn it, this movie's younger than me.
Oh, you really are an old man. Good lord.
Oh, just put me in the ground like John Belushi, I guess.
Basically, the recap of this movie is like this man chasing a fugitive, I guess, right?
Dollman. This Dollman.
Well, we don't know he's a Dollman yet, actually.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So, like, this man who it takes place on a different world is chasing a fugitive. They go into space.
Well, it takes place on a different world that just happens to look like an hour outside of Los Angeles.
Yes.
The Albert PYUN classic. We film most of this in a desolate landscape.
Yeah, and then they're chasing each other through space. They land in our world, and then I guess the floating head dude. That's right, the villain's the floating head.
Sprug.
Sprug. I just want like a line of like him saying like, "I'll find you, Sprug."
I wanted Sprug to be like, you just got sprugged.
That'd be, oh my god. That's absolute cinema right there. How do they not think of that?
You know what cinema is, Steven? It's that when it's close-ups of Sprug, it's clearly just an actor in extreme close-up, his face. But when they do wide shots of the floating head, it's clearly a dummy just floating.
Well, we got to talk about the floating head prop, because they had it for one day. I don't even think they had it for a day. I think they had it for 3 hours, and then they never used it again outside of the opening scene with Sprug.
And you know what's annoying? Because sometimes we do like long recaps. We're not going to do this here because it's like we can go back and forth between the plot. But like when I'm watching the movie, I'm like, if this head's not getting blown up by that god killer that Dollman has, it's like, what are we doing here? I guess I kind of get my wish, but it happens in the most unsatisfying way possible, where Jackie Earle Haley is like, you think he's just like the second in command with Sprug, but then he just squishes him, and then that's the end of Sprug. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's is that a joke? Like, is it intentionally a joke? Like, oh, your villain, who you think is the main villain, just got squished? I don't know, because it wasn't really played for comedy.
It didn't work in The Dark Knight Rises. It doesn't work here. I want Sprug the entire movie.
I will agree with you on that. Like, Trevor, hot take. I'm sorry. Michael he throws shit at me all the time for this. I love The Dark Knight Rises, but I am aware of its problems. Trust me.
The opening 5 minutes is great.
Yes, 1000%. Sorry, but not to sidetrack too much. I agree with you. Like, the biggest problem with that movie was just the killing of Bane. Like, it was like a blink and you miss it type of moment, and that's kind of what happened in this movie. Because I think I had asked you guys, I was like, why did he squish him?
Yeah, you couldn't believe that he got squished.
Well, Sprug has like this interdimensional bomb or whatever the fuck is happening, and I guess Jackie Earle is like, oh yeah, I can have this and have a hot beef sandwich at the same time, and just squishes his head.
You know what's funny though is like Rorschach just didn't need to like beef with Dollman. He could have just killed the Sprug and then just go on with his life.
Like you said, they both Sprug and Dollman crash land on Earth, which is essentially the worst version of New York I've ever seen, and I've seen Death Wish 3 many of times. This version of the Bronx is horrendous when it's being shot. I wrote this down. There's a long 2 to 3 minute montage of just watching these gangsters or just like criminals just shooting people up, taking drugs, and just I know New York was bad. I don't recall it being this bad, especially in the early 90s.
It's crazy how all these old New York movies always make it like you're in Karachi or something, like just some war-torn country. Like, it's crazy.
Like, we've seen The Warriors. The Warriors subway looked way cleaner than the buses shown in this movie.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I'm glad I don't live in New York.
It's a good city, but I prefer living out here. It doesn't get as cold out here as it does in New York City.
Okay, we're not talking about New York City anymore.
No, we're not. No more. This is not the New York City podcast. But yeah, it's like basically once they crash land and we get the titular, oh, he's the size of a doll, and so is Sprug. It's like that's basically the movie. Tim Thomerson is like doing very little. He's trying to fix his ship, and that's about it.
Yeah, not thinking about it. He's barely in it.
And when he's in it, he's barely in it. Yeah.
It's so weird too, because they do these shots where it's like, oh, here's like forced perspective green screen. It's like, oh, here's the female lead played by the female lead played by Kamala Lopez, and then here's he, so small, but like for the most part it's like a 1-2 shot. Like, you don't see them together at all. It's just like she's talking and then cut to him talking, she's talking, cut to him talking. Like, there's very little, they don't do a whole lot with this gimmick of having a very small man, on the scene.
Not at all.
No, they did not make me believe that he was a doll man.
The only time they do that is basically, there's a scene at the end where he's trying to get the drop on all the bad guys, henchmen and the like. And when he does, he turns off the walkie-talkie one of them has, and they kind of very lazily make a big walkie-talkie prop for him to step on to turn off, but that's about it. There's very little of that type of stuff outside of that.
There was also the wonderful shot though where he gets ejected from a window,
Yes.
and they literally throw a toy action figure out the window, and that was the best shot because he actually was a doll man, literally. For a second.
You said best shot. I was about to say the best scene in the movie. You mean the whole best stunt?
Well, yes. I mean, also the whole stunt they did there, where like he's on a car that they like made this giant like door for, but it's just so obviously fake still.
Can we just talk about real quick the apartment shootout, and then how after like the female character and her sons don't even like react to just what happened.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god.
So yes, there's a scene where middle of the movie, Jackie Earle Haley and his gang like confront this the lead, the female lead, and her son, because that's where Dollman is being holed up at. How they know, I don't know. It's very vaguely figured out by the bad guys where to go. But anyway, yeah, Dollman just shows up and just rinses these dudes. And, like, there's, like, 7 bodies on the ground. Blood everywhere. Like, everywhere. It's like a Hellraiser scene. And, like, the next shot is, like, the apartment's mostly clean of the dead bodies. And the cops are like, well, ma'am, you have a good night.
Yeah, and it's like, where are the bodies? How did you clean up 7 dead, like, gangsters all of a sudden?
Well, she didn't clean it right away, Trevor, because there was still a little bit of Hawaiian punch on the wall she had to clean up with a sponge.
There was. Right next to the cop.
Yeah. And then she like just like calmly tells her son like, it's okay, go to bed. And it's like, wait, he just witnessed a horrific scene. Like, there's no way you're going to bed from that.
I mean, have you seen the setting that they're in? Like, she's just, like, living in some, like, abandoned alleyway in an abandoned, like, warehouse or something.
This must be like a normal Tuesday for them. Okay, then all right, then that's on me. Then it is believable.
Absolutely. You know what? That's really about it, isn't it, with this movie? Because, like, outside of that, there's not really a whole lot of other scenes. It's just Dollman making his machine, Jackie Earle Haley just doing his New York accent, trying to get back at Dollman. That's really about the whole movie.
Nothing happens.
Like, you could have done something cool where, like, maybe Dollman needed that bomb to reconfigure it to turn it back into something he can go back to his home world.
Yes.
But, like, there's no mention of him wanting to go back home or even, like...
Yeah, this wasn't the strongest script.
No, not at all.
No.
No.
I think my script for the intro was stronger than this Dollman movie.
That had character development.
Yeah.
A lot of character development. We know we know way too much about Trevor now based off of that intro.
Yeah, they couldn't even get the MacGuffin right, which is like the easiest thing to do in a script.
Well, speaking of the MacGuffin, so you're talking about the bomb or whatever. Yes, that would have been
Bomb thing, whatever.
the way better plot. I assumed it was going to be a lot like Time Cop, where Jackie Earle Haley has the bomb. He decides to just, you know, he's going to go to hell tonight, so he just turns it on to die and kill Dollman at the same time. But, like, the effect is just basically like a wave of light hitting the frame for a couple times, and then that's it. Like, there's no cool special effect for this bomb going off.
No, and I would like to point out, they said the bomb is blows up everything within 3 parsecs, and I just Googled that, and it says a parsec is 3.26 light years, or 19 trillion miles, and it blew up, I think, maybe 500 feet of an abandoned LA outskirts.
Yeah, so, well, no, not LA, this is New York, first of all. Second of all, like, so if there's a sequel, does that mean all of New York is gone? Like, how does that work?
Wait, hold on. Why is there, like, a desert in New York?
Anyway, Albert Poon thought that was a good idea. That's why it's in it.
He did. He had a fetish at it. Did he own a condo out there or something? Because he filmed everything out in the desert.
He must have. He must be in Slab City or something to avoid taxes.
I think Cyborg filmed a lot in that same area, too.
Absolutely. Cyborg, Arcade, I think, as well. A bunch of other movies. Yes. Look, Charles Band has a doll fetish. Albert Poon has a apocalyptic fetish. That's what we've learned from this movie.
You know, all in all, though, I will say the movie is entertaining.
I would say the movie's not boring. Yes.
Those are two different things.
Two different things, but I think it's valid. I think it's valid, though. I think, yes, I was not bored. I was actually intrigued.
Let me ask you this, because I, you know, joking aside of how you discovered this movie, it's like you, again, you're famously in The Office, and in my life, you're a independent filmmaker. as an independent filmmaker yourself, or, you know, up-and-coming filmmaker, like, how do you feel when you watch movies like this that try to come across as big league, but they're clearly not big league?
Did it inspire you?
Sure, yeah, I guess you can say it did inspire me.
Sounds really confident there, but go on.
You know, it just makes me think, because, like, again, I think we were talking briefly, like, I would have to imagine some of the crew must have known that, like, yeah, we're not making a great movie, but I want to believe they had a great time making the movie. And, you know, there is an audience for this that people enjoy watching. Like, you know, not every movie has to be a masterpiece, not every movie has to be like The Godfather, sort of say, but, you know, as long as you're entertained, I think that's just the goal, right?
No, we need more Godfather 3s out there, and Godfathers 1 and 2 is what you're saying.
I think we need a good balance. You know, I think that's what it is. But, you know, I think there's like The Eternals. I think it's a very divisive film. Some people say that's probably Marvel's worst movie. Others actually will defend that movie. So.
Hold on, Steven. In a land where Thor the Dark World exists, that is in no way The Eternals the worst movie out of the MCU.
Like I said,
just gonna put that out
no,
there.
I agree with you. And like I said, some people would go as far to say The Eternals is like Marvel's lowest point. But I agree with you. Thor's Dark World is not that great at all. Or I mean, God, Love and Thunder is pretty bad too, actually.
That is pretty bad too. I mean, hey, hot take. Another coworker / friend of ours, both me and Steven, her name's Tony. She is very adamant that the Batman is the worst adaptation ever made, which is just mind-boggling.
That infuriates me, to be honest.
Wait, what? What do you mean? Wait, hold on. We need to talk about this for a second.
We're calling you out, Tony. We're calling you out.
She literally had a problem with his introduction of him walking out from the shadows to those group of thugs that are about to beat up that old man, or that man.
Yeah.
And I was all like, she's like, that,
like the really awesome scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is such a badass introduction of Batman. Like him just walking casually out of the shadows. It's like, come on, that's pretty badass.
Why doesn't she like that? Is she a Batman fan or something?
She's a huge Batman fan.
We got into an argument because, like, she's all like, she didn't like the fact that he wore eye makeup, and then we were like, every Batman has wore eye makeup.
Yeah, every movie has had eye makeup. I don't get that argument at all.
I'm sorry, Trevor, if we triggered you, because I'm triggered right now.
I don't like this.
You know, all joking aside, like, Tony is a very sweet woman. She's a great friend, and yes. Also, Steven,
not to me.
You've made an enemy tonight, Tony. But Steven, you're also super nice. I very rarely see you angry. I think I didn't see that argument, but I saw the aftermath of it. That was probably the angriest I've seen you at the office. Was after that argument happened.
I had to walk away because I was like, this is just gonna get bad. I already know it.
Look, I will agree with her. I think that movie's a little tad too long, because I think there's no reason for that movie to be long as it is. But I have that whole thing. Frank goes into a whole diatribe that I want movies to be 90 minutes or shorter, but, you know, that's just how I am.
My man! That's the one thing I can agree with him on.
I have a problem with the third act of the Batman. I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm not saying it's terrible. I just have a problem with the third act. I don't know what it is per se, but I do think the first and second act were definitely the strongest of the film.
Well, I think there's a whole 20-minute scene with the Joker that got cut out that may hurt the pacing of it. I don't know. Maybe that's what happened.
You know what it is? Like when they finally got Falcone, and like I was like, oh, that's right. There's the Riddler that we still have to deal with. Like, I totally forgot that the Riddler's in this movie.
Welcome back to the Batman podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast, The Bat Cave, where we talk about Batman.
Well, I mean, Dollman sounds like a Batman villain.
It's the ventriloquist, goddammit. You put respect on that name.
We didn't talk about his Dollman's name.
We did not.
Brick Bardo or whatever, which is a terrible, stupid name.
See, we've been making fun of Sprug, but yes, the titular Dollman is called Brick Bardo.
It's just not memorable as I mean, come on, Sprug overshadows that.
I remember Sprug.
Yeah, Sprug.
I'll remember Sprug as that delicious energy drink that came out there in the 90s.
My God, stop with the fucking old references, old man. Good Lord. Say something from this millennium, please.
There was a drink called Sprug? Was there really a drink called Sprug?
You talking about Squirt?
Not squirt.
Squirm, the Futurama gag?
No, Surge. You don't remember Surge?
Oh, Surge. Didn't they bring that back recently for something?
They did, and just like bringing Morbius back for a week, everybody laughed and it got quietly discontinued.
No one cares about Surge.
I think there's a knockoff soda called Shasta?
Shasta.
Shasta.
Yes, Shasta. Splice has made a comeback. All these 70s drinks have come back.
What are you talking about? Splice?
I'm just talking about the time where I used to have Splice.
What the hell is Splice?
For the audience out there, all this relates to Dollman.
All this relates to Dollman.
All these tangents are all Dollman related.
This is the only podcast where you'll get a talk about Dollman into Batman into Splice soda. Nowhere else is giving you that quality content.
Was it a cola?
No,
soda?
I mainly remember it as an orange soda drink, but they had a Sprite knockoff, a grape soda. But it's come back, Trevor, but now it's healthy. It's got probiotics, and it's got fiber.
Oh, it's one of those. What is this, a Poppy situation or a Olipop?
I don't know who owns Splice now, but they want to get in on the Poppy bandwagon. So yes, it's now one of those kind of sodas.
One of those terrible fucking... I hate those. They're not good.
Yeah, you know what I want? I want fiber. I want chunks of fiber in my soda.
I want dead bacteria in my soda.
My gut bacteria sure loves this orange drink that I'm having right now.
Okay. Where do we go from here? What else is there to talk about?
Well, the log line is 13 inches with an attitude. I thought that was pretty funny.
It is. I wish that was in the movie somewhere. I wish there was like jokes or something in this.
No, not really any jokes.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be more comedy in this.
For real, yeah. No, I agree with that. I thought that and nudity. I really thought there were going to be nudity in this movie, to be honest with you.
You were really hoping for the nudity.
Steven, what type of vor-like qualities do you want in this movie that involves nudity with a small man and a giant woman? Right? No? Not going to go there? Don't want to go there?
No.
I know what you're talking about, but I know what you're into now. I know your history.
Oh, right. We work at a job together. We probably shouldn't be talking about that when we have a job right now. I just imagine talking to our bosses, Steven. It's like, yeah, we did a podcast. You want to listen to it. Just don't listen to the 40-minute mark up to the end.
You have no idea how awkward it is in the office when you have to like look at a proxy movie and there's actually like a sex scene or nudity and you're like, and that's what like mastering team is flagging and you have to like kind of replay it over and over to like verify the rejection they're flagging. It's like, oh, come on, dude.
I'm just verifying the rejection. I'm just gonna see this scene over and over again.
Oh man, that's the life we lead, Trevor. That's the type of fun stuff we get at our job. Yep. So anyway, Dollman, that's all the notes I got. I got really nothing else here.
I didn't write down a single note because what was there to write down? I mean,
you never write notes. What? Let's not shitter here. You don't write notes at all.
I don't know how to write, so I can't write notes.
You don't know how to read. You don't know how to write.
I think I understand why this type of movie was played at a bar because, like, obviously you don't hear the volume. This movie has no plot whatsoever. So you're literally just watching it for the visuals, and you yourself are trying to piece together a story from what you're seeing. And I think that's actually far more entertaining.
And you were buzzed.
Exactly.
Yeah, you told us you were buzzed. God knows what this is like if you're like a full-on bender watching this movie.
I watched this sober tonight. How do you think I feel?
We should have done that. We all should have gotten like a drink of our own and then just chug it down and then watch this movie. That's what we should have done.
Yeah, that probably would make this easier, wouldn't it?
Tap water for me, thanks. Am I right, fellas?
No.
A Splice Cola for me, and thank you.
I partied with you before, Michael. I've seen you take shots. All right?
We've seen the photos.
What's your catchphrase with me, Steven?
Get this man another shot.
I have learned that maybe 1 or 2 shots and I'm gone, so Steven has taken advantage of that.
This is not the man I remembered from LA.
No, honestly, I was probably being a bad friend that night, but I was just like, you know what? Get him another shot.
Also, Trevor, I'm a changed man now.
Dude, LA changed you, man.
Back to Dollman real quick. Like, there's no plot.
Oh, right, the movie.
We're going back to that.
The movie that this episode's titled.
Because we have to try to like dissect it in some way. I guess I don't know. Like it's.
Do we? This is by the guy that gave us Ooga Booga. There's really not much to dissect here.
I will say, out of all the guests, this has been, I think, the best movie that's been shown. It's better than The Wiz. I'll give you that. No, shut up.
The Wiz was nominated for several Oscars, Trevor.
There's one thing we did overlook.
No, wait, we forgot about the 2 people who were exploded by Dollman's pistol. We forgot about that.
There's the stunts. There you go.
That was what Rick Roman wanted. Oh my god, yeah, that was actually incredible. Is that what you wanted to bring up? That the explosions, the people being exploded?
No.
Yeah, do you remember those scenes?
I do. It's hard to forget those scenes, to be honest with you. But
Except we did.
Except that we did for 50 minutes.
I don't even know like if it's appropriate to bring up, but because we were literally like, why is there so many obese people in this one room?
Oh, right, the opener.
What was up with that? Why were there so many fat people in the beginning? It's okay, I'm fat, so we can. I'll give you guys the pass. You can talk about fat people.
I got a bit of a gut too, so it's fine.
I just want to be respectful. I don't want to like trigger anyone or.
We want to be respectful here on the What Is This podcast. So anyway, Trevor, more about the fat kids.
Yes, they got as many fat kids in LA as possible in the 90s, which probably wasn't super common.
No. Yeah, it was like a unicorn. They found 4 of them. They show how incredibly cool Brick Bardot is. Yeah, they show us a hostage situation. This is like a lot of 80s, 90s movies where we see the hero do something cool.
Yeah, they ripped off Cobra.
Definitely Cobra vibes. But yeah, it's just this guy like keeping like a bunch of like this is no joke, a bunch of fat people and kids hostage. That's what the scene is.
In a laundromat.
Yes, in like a laundromat. I thought it was a bathroom at first, but then he does laundry.
I didn't write too many quotes because there's not a lot of whole memorable quotes in this movie, but at the beginning, I assume it's a cop or a mayor type that's talking to the police before Tim Thomerson shows up, and they're like, we gotta solve this. The elections are next week, and I don't need fat dead ladies on my screen. That's a literal line in the movie.
Yeah, well, now that I think about it, that whole opening was very, like, tonally completely different than the rest of this film.
It feels like it was shot after the fact, is what you mean?
Yeah, he was like, oh, we found $20 in this couch cushion. We can use that to film an intro to this film.
Well, for sure, because, like, nothing happens. Basically, I forget even how it happens. I think Tim Thomerson just tips over one of the fat ladies and the guy's squished. That's literally the end scene.
Yeah, that was, like, the only bit of, like real comedy. Yeah, what a weird intro.
It's also shot, like, again, kind of like Blade Runner, but also shot like David Fincher.
Okay, calm down.
It felt like a European film, but it felt like Aliens 3 with the lighting and the weird like zoom out lens they were using for some shots.
You know what? You're right. I think the opening totally feels like a different movie than the rest of the movie, which is really weird to say.
It feels like that was a different movie. The guys blowing up into roast beef chunks was a different movie, and then what we got was just like the boring nothing happening movie.
It's like 3 movies in one movie. That's literally what we got.
And only one of them was good.
And there was still no plot.
Yes, I have no patience for boring movies, which is unfortunately everything we watch.
Bingo is not a boring movie. Thank you very much. The best movie we've...
No, it's not. It's the one good movie. We started off with the greatest movie ever made, and it's all been.
We start with the greatest movie ever made, then pure trash, then 9 earnest movies. And
so okay, I have to ask this because, like, Michael, and again, this is not an insult. I actually find it's very fascinating about you that you love to watch terrible movies, and I think that's really cool. Trevor, how do you feel about this? Like, do you actually like look forward to watching terrible movies, or is it just if it's just okay, this piqued my interest type of thing?
Oh God, I don't even know, man. At this point, it's like it's like a really unhealthy coping mechanism or something. I'm not really tired. I don't know where the motivation for it comes from. I think I just like making fun of people for failing at what they should be doing
or succeeding.
Honestly, yeah, like that's where it comes from.
So you do it out of spite. I kind of do it for the love of the game, you know? I love watching trash. I think it's a mixture of just a lot of it Mystery Science Theater because they brainwashed me into liking bad movies, but also, you know, I wanted to get into filmmaking. It was, you know, actual production stuff, kind of like what you do, Steven, like actually behind the camera, but I just kind of learned just like, yeah, it's hard to make a movie, but then when you watch like a final product and it's really bad, it's just funny to watch for the most part.
I do think there is something to be said about, because I think everyone I know personally who's into bad movies, they're all either filmmakers or failed filmmakers themselves, including me as a failed filmmaker. I think when you know how to do it, like, yeah, you know, the little inside baseball, and so you kind of just, you get to like, you know why they didn't succeed, and I think that's what makes it fun. Versus, yeah, I have friends who they don't understand because they watch 3 movies a year, so of course they're not going to watch bad movies. They don't understand it. They don't understand how much work goes into making these things.
It reminds me, Trevor, this is way long ago. This is when you were still living in LA and pre-pandemic years. So it feels like a lifetime ago. Remember when we watched that weird mushroom movie with Doug? Do you remember that?
Fungicide. Yes, that movie's incredible.
We watched Fungicide. You and I were just having a ball, but him and his 2 other friends were like, you just killed the mood, because why are we watching this?
I know. And it's like, I guess, I don't know, maybe our brain waves just give off more gamma radiation or something. I don't know. I don't know why we enjoy this stuff.
I can cook a whole popcorn bag with this brain of mine.
Well, and I also think, speaking of the people exploding in the film, like, that's also the number one reason why I watch these bad movies, is because, yes, 89 out of the 90 minutes is boring as hell and you wish you were dead, but the 1 minute where someone explodes into a bunch of meat chunks, you're like, this is what life worth living again.
I think that's even true for Hollywood blockbusters, because even a bad movie will have one good scene, and you'll remember that scene forever. That's why we talk about 28 Weeks Later. We remember the one sequence of that movie, and nobody talks about the rest of that movie, because it's boring as shit.
I don't know which one you're referring to, and this should not happen, because I saw all of the 28 whatever laters like a few months ago, and I don't remember. What are you talking about?
I'm referring to how the opener of 28 Weeks Later is like,
yeah,
it's God tier, while the rest of the movie is mid as hell.
No, I don't know about that. Wait, hold on. We're not talking about real movies here. What are we doing? We're talking about crap. Dollman.
That's our different podcast. That's our third podcast. First is that one, then the Bat Cave, where we talk about Batman for 90 minutes. And then we do this. What is this? But, you know, I think we've kind of... Well, there wasn't really much of a surface to gain to anyway, but I think we've hit every nook and cranny of this movie for the most part.
No, I was just going to say, it's a very short movie. It's like barely over an hour. Like, I think I saw, it's like 70 minutes or something like that.
That's pure cinema, baby. None of this Martin Scorsese 3-hour marathons. We just get this in and out in under 90 minutes.
Yeah, that was the other reason I like this movie. It was over and done with.
We'd still be watching The Irishman right now if we decided to watch that.
That's true.
This was the Jim Belushi episode.
The moment I brought that joke up, which I thought was going to be a home run grand slam winner, that just derailed the rest of this episode.
I'm sorry. I had no idea what you were talking about in that moment.
Yeah, I never have any idea what you're talking about.
I mean, Trevor, you kind of know this, but Steven, you know this more. It's like, I'm like this at work 24/7. I reference something, and unless it's the 60-year-old coworkers, nobody has any idea what I'm talking about.
The age gap in this relationship is just way too much. Wait, hold on, you're 36? Why do you seem so much older than me? It's not that much older than me.
Trevor, if I go out in the sun, I get wrinkly, so, you know, it's just a lot of that, and I don't drink a lot of water. I am super dehydrated right now.
Well, gotta get you some Splice, man.
I get that Splice, put that right in my veins, that orange soda drink. I can feel the probiotics growing through my veins.
3 grams of sugar.
This is just turning into nonsense, so I think we're done here with Dollman. So, before we end, though, as I mentioned way earlier in the podcast, Steven, you are a up-and-coming filmmaker, an aspiring filmmaker. Would you like to do some plugs right now for any previous or current work that you're doing right now?
Yeah, sure. I'm currently in the process of editing my next third short film called Liminal. I would consider like a psychological thriller about a young woman trying to, overcome her grievances with her past lover. And I filmed it last summer, but editing it now, I'm like, I just want to film. So I may film an extra scene, but depending if I have the budget for it. But no, yeah, I'm hoping to have that done and ready by May of this year.
Oh, awesome. And, you've shared some stuff on your Instagram, which we will share on the description here if you don't mind.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It looks very pretty, both the behind-the-scenes stuff and the video. So I'm 100% looking forward to this new short film of yours.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem. Do you have a YouTube channel or anything that you share for anything else that you've done over the years?
Yeah, it's just mainly YouTube at the moment, and it's just my full name, Steven Vera.
All right, awesome. Well, we'll share that with all the fine folks here at the end, credits, and also in the description below. But yeah, I guess, that's really about it. We've hit all the topics today here at Dollman. So, Steven, like everybody, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. It was a blast watching this movie and semi-talking about it, will you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I had a lot of fun. I mean, this is my first time, I guess, virtually meeting Trevor. So, Trevor, it was very cool to watch this movie with you. And with you as well, Michael.
You mentioned me as if I'm like a cryptid or something. like you met Sasquatch.
Yeah, you're kind of like a myth or a legend. So now that I finally get to meet you, so it's like the legends are true.
I appreciate that. I don't know what they say about me, but that makes me self-conscious.
You're more of a Paul Bunyan type around this group of folks that I keep bringing to the podcast, Only the most rugged, handsome man ever.
Oh, well, that's me. I'm eating almonds and string cheese right now. That sounds like Paul Bunyan.
Is that euphemism for the doll later? Is that...
It can be now.
All right, on that note, we're going to call it here. So, yes, you have a good one. Trevor, say goodnight real fast.
Good night.
And then Steven?
Have a good night.
All right, well, cue the bingo music.
No, what's even funnier is like I had to send that to the client. Okay, sorry, too much work talk.
No, it's good. Like, was the rejection like, it's not believable this lady has that many hairs down there. Anyway. This is getting cut. None of this is staying.
No, it was that the subtitle wasn't translated during that section. I was like, really? Do we really need... Okay.
I would love to know what that dialogue is.
What is moaning in Spanish?